ever.
The shit stop.
The Shit Stop. Clearly a knockoff of the Pit Stop. But, you know, we're different for branding. So hi, I'm Jenny.
I'm Lauren.
We do a Mouthy broadcast, a weekly podcast that you can find online wherever podcasts are sold. We are
It's
just
free. We don't
yeah,
sell it.
yeah. Yeah, no. Who fucking sells a podcast? No, we don't even have advertisers.
That all might change with this YouTube series.
We're the worst kind of whores. Like we don't even get paid for it. So we just wanted to talk about Drag Race some more. So this is what we're doing. The funny thing is, I already had my perfect background up. I was using this on Dork Trek last week. So yeah. So we watched Pit Stop today, and we were like, let's do this.
We had our own comments on episode 11, season
So
13
we're
of
gonna review Pit Stop also.
Yeah, we're gonna review Pit Stop, and we're also gonna review episode 11, season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Because as much as I love Ben de la Creme, I think she is actually my favorite RuPaul's Drag Race All Star of all time.
Oh, nice.
Um,
That
but
makes sense. That makes
but
sense.
but she's too nice.
She is
She's
too
too
nice.
nice, and I understand why. She's got to see these queens every day, and she also understands what it's like to be put through the ringer all the time. Um, so we're gonna tell you what we really think,
Oh yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
no chance that anybody's ever gonna like see this and hate us for it.
The
Well,
one thing we're not is too nice.
famous.
Also that. And I realized the irony of me myself being a person in gray sweatpants and a homemade tie-dye shirt reviewing drag queens.
And I'm in worse than gray sweatpants. I'm in like these plaid pajama pants, and I'm wearing a
Yeah,
Tata towel underneath my shirt.
your music show. Listen online also. We're just plugging all the things. Okay. So this week they had to make sodas. Um we don't want to go through each one, right? We
No,
haven't
we don't need
discussed
to
the
go.
format or
They
whatever.
had to come up with a concept of a beverage. Um,
Yes.
they had to make sure that they were branding, storyboard the commercial from start to finish, and film it with whatever props they needed.
Yes.
Um,
Um I knew right away that Gottmik was going to have some trouble when she was saying that she was using the colors and didn't know how to storyboard for shit.
yeah, and her weird color coding system didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mm.
Somebody should have helped her out. Cuz I do like her. I think she's funny.
But I mean, it's not like anybody else has a reason to know how to storyboard. They all had to figure out their own shit themselves. I don't think that it was that, you know, I don't think it was anybody's responsibility to help her out.
Somebody could have just said, "Hey, look, this doesn't make sense to anybody but you." And I don't even know if it makes sense to you. It has to You have to be able to give these notes to the editors and to the directors so that they can help you out. And she didn't know what the fuck she was. I mean, clearly Rose and Simone knew what they were doing.
Hmm.
I even think that Tina was not that
Tina
bad.
knew what she was doing. Um, Tina's performance wasn't excellent. It wasn't outstanding, but I will agree with what Trixie and Dela said on the pit stop, that if this was her worst performance of the season, it's not that bad.
And it wasn't. It was
Yeah,
She
it
was
was.
fine. She
Yeah.
was fine. I
Um,
did not get Candies at all. Like
yeah, I didn't like Candy's commercial either.
and I haven't been a fan of Candy, but like I can be fair and say like, "Oh, I think this was a cute outfit or this was a good look." Like I thought they did really well last week with the makeover challenge,
Mhm.
but this week I was just like, is are the judges watching a different cut of her video than
Yes,
what we're seeing because
that's exactly what I thought.
it was
Yeah.
I didn't understand, like I didn't think it was funny at all. Like I got the joke kind of, but I just didn't think it was funny.
It I don't think I got the joke.
She was making a ketamine reference. Like,
Well, no, I knew that, but like, there's milk in it, and
I I
why
I
is there milk
don't
in it? Is ketamine milky?
I don't even remember the milk part. I just
There
remember
was she
Utica
was
sucking on the
licking
udder.
milk. No, that was Utica. Candy was licking milk out of a glass.
Uh,
And when she listed the ingredients, she was like, "It has this, 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 and milk." And then
maybe I
she
need to go
was
back and watch it
licking
again
milk
because
out
I
of a
don't remember that.
glass.
I've never done ketamine, so I don't know if that's a thing. Like if it's like a sensory thing or something like that. I have no fucking clue.
I don't know.
So maybe there's just some of it that was just lost on us because we didn't do drugs. Oh, well, we didn't do that drug. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe everybody else is like, yeah, if you've done ketamine, you fucking get this joke. It's fucking hilarious. Good for you.
Also, I don't think calling a drink Special K is good branding.
No,
And they tore Mick apart for her poor branding, and they didn't say anything to Candy.
I mean, hers was bad because it was just like got milk's special
It
juice,
was
sex
terrible.
juice.
Sexy, sexy, sexy juice. Sex, 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 sexy juice.
Yeah. Uh
Something
like we
dumb.
can't remember like she put her name in it and we cannot remember what it
Yeah,
is.
it was got mixed sex, sexy juice.
Like
Something. There was like sex in it 5 times.
yes, it did not need to
Got
be
mixed, get
there.
sexy, sexy juice.
Got sex. I
It
don't
might have been
know.
that. I don't know.
I think so, but like why didn't Candy do something? I don't know. Look, look,
Yeah.
look. It's fine. It's fine. But then she came out in that fucking blow up doll outfit
Yeah,
and
that
said it
just
was an
didn't make sense.
alien.
Yeah, it looked like an alien, but I don't know why alien is beast.
I don't even know if it looked like an alien. She looked like a blow up doll.
So the runway, before we get ahead of ourselves, the runway category was beast. What?
Beast mode. Beast eleganza. I don't know.
This really is the shit stop for real,
It really
guys.
is. It really is.
Category is beast something.
um
Yeah, I did
yeah.
not like candies
Didn't like Candy's at all.
though.
Utica's was great. She looked
I
spooky
liked
and
Uticas
fun.
and they hated Uticas.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it.
And then
Like,
Utica gets saved. I don't understand that either.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
nothing makes sense on this show to me at all
yeah.
anymore. Um I thought Tina's was great.
I thought Tina's was good. It was really different for her. I
She's
did
finally out of her
agree.
comfort zone.
I did agree with what Trixie said that she really could have elevated it by doing something different with her face. Like she said, if she had done like some kind of a button eye or like a teddy bear face instead of just some wonky eyelashes,
I think
you
she's trying
know.
to look like a fucked up doll.
And
Like
she did, but she could have elevated it with her makeup a little more. And
I
I
I
do agree
mean,
with that.
I agree with that too. I think that she could have done a little bit more with it, but I like the eyelashes because it looked like one of those creepy dolls from a movie, like where you take like a porcelain doll face or something and stuck it on a teddy bear, and the teddy bear's got like a rabbit arm or something.
Hmm.
That's what it looked like to me. It was like some fucking deranged child cut apart this doll, and that's why she had the giant scissors with like with
Hmm.
her, and she was
I
she's
I got
different
that concept
pieces.
all over. I just still think her face could have been different. Could have been done
I just
differently.
didn't like that Trixie was like,
Especially,
"Why didn't she do a bear face?" I was like, "Because she's not a bear. She's like a fucking hodgepodge of different shit."
yeah, but the way she was mentioning Kimchi's look where she had like a button eye, like if she had done something different to elevate her face, I would have
Right.
liked it better.
I do agree she could have probably done a little bit more with that. I mean, I
Especially
think
like because when you
if
look at
she
the
put a button
makeup,
eye on, she would have gotten red for copying somebody else.
that's true too. You're right there. But when you look at the makeup that everybody else had, her face was just blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Um
like when you look at Rose and Olivia and
yes.
Utica, and I mean Mick too, but I mean Mick's makeup's always
Mick, but
amazing.
that's Mick. That's her
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah,
I mean, for that matter, Candy's was kind of shit. Like it was
yeah. Because Candy's makeup just looked like her normal makeup.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, even that made it look like a blow up doll. She had the big red lips and shit like
I
uh,
don't. Yeah, I don't understand how with that runway alone she was safe.
I don't fucking understand at all. Like, I just don't understand.
And I started out not liking candy, and I like candy now.
I
So
don't
I can say this as somebody who enjoys
yeah.
candy, but it took me a while to get here. And I think we were talking about this off air before. I think Candy may be getting a bad edit because when I see her interactions on social media, she seems very self aware.
Mhm.
And like even her acknowledging the sitting alone in VIP picture
Yes.
that went viral.
I
Um,
appreciated the fuck out of that.
Yeah, like she's self-aware, like she's making fun of herself. She knows, she knows that was ridiculous. So
Right.
and then like her interactions, especially with the other queens on Twitter, are hilarious to me.
I
So I
mean,
think that we're
she is getting a bad
missing.
edit, but she's also saying shit to give them the bad edit of her.
Sure, yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think it's like there seems to be some kind of a disconnect with why I like her off air, and I'm not,
Yes.
I couldn't connect with her on the show.
I've heard from multiple people that like basically it's becoming really apparent to everybody, and I still don't like it, but whatever, that she's just doing a lot of this shit for show. Like she's trying to make TV, and
Yeah.
it's getting to the point that it's like it's painfully obvious that she's just doing this shit for TV.
So you think like on the runway when they asked everybody who they would send home, and poor Denali, this was from last week's show. Poor Denali had to say somebody.
Yeah.
So she said, I guess Candy. What was she supposed to do? Say herself or Olivia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she
Fuck
had to
no.
say somebody, you know?
Fuck no. I mean,
And Candy went off like for our name to be brought up when we're this two different sizes. It's like
yeah.
Candy, just
She
relax.
fucking made Denali cry.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for that. Like,
No.
regardless of whether or not it's a TV show, like you don't need to fucking hurt somebody's feelings like that. It was fucking uncalled for. Whatever. I mean, if I was Denali, I probably honestly would have said Tina in that week because I felt like Trixie said last week, of all the fucking weeks we want you to do something with flames and red and orange
Right.
and yellow. Why did you
Right.
do the goddamn
Of the housewife thing. Yeah.
housewife dress? I
Yeah.
mean, it still would have been Olivia versus Denali.
Right.
Everybody was voting against them, but you can't vote for yourself because you're
Right.
going to be up for elimination too.
Yeah.
So, okay, back to this week.
Oh yeah.
So what you were saying about the makeup with Tina, I felt the same way about Simone. I think Simone could have had like a little bit more like foxy um oriented makeup, like a little bit
Okay.
more like copper color or like little freckles or
Or
whiskers or
whiskers or
something.
something. Okay. I'll give
Yeah.
you that.
Um Still like top 2 for me, like as well as the judges obviously, but
Right. But
um
that's just your A plus note for Simone.
yes. Yes. I really liked that everybody was like, "Yeah, she's just a furry now." And even Trixie and Dalo were like,
Like,
"Oh, she's
oh.
gonna get hired for the furry conventions now.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her. Good for her."
Yeah. So who else did we have the runway? I liked Got Mix, but I thought it was um not out of her comfort zone. But she hasn't gotten the note that she needs to leave her comfort zone.
Right. Well, it was good, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I didn't think that it was necessary to have like her nipples and like using the same pasties that she put on Candy Muse the week before. Um, like it was the exact same ones, and like to me, having like her body showing, I guess, didn't really seem to make sense for the rest of the costume.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, it wasn't
I
terrible
mean,
though. Like it was
I
good.
felt like she was using like her body as part of the costume. Like the costume itself is the beast and she's just modeling the beast. That's the sense
Okay.
I got from it, which is why I like her chest being open and almost like if you take a step back and looked at her from further away, like her head almost looked like some kind of antenna, you
Hmm.
know, like
I
it
mean,
wasn't
yeah,
her head.
I got that part of it.
Hmm.
But I just the nipples were distracting to me. Like I was just like, why are just her nipples out? And that's it. I mean, I guess that's her brand. So I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
have to do.
Yeah, that's totally her brand. And
um,
Olivia's is kind of unmemorable.
it
I
was
remember
okay.
it, but it's like, okay,
It was
you
like
did what
where the
you're
wild
supposed to
things
do.
are.
Yeah. I loved her blue face. And
Yes.
Olivia's face is always gorgeous. Just
Mhm.
always gorgeous.
Well, like they said in the commercial, like she kind of can't help looking happy and fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a terrible problem to have.
Right.
Okay, so I'm looking at Got Mick from a distance, and I definitely see, like, I'm looking at just a still picture of it, and I definitely see what you're talking about now. Like that, like her chest almost looks like the nose or something.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I didn't get that like when I was watching her walking around and the way that they cut it on the video. Like you kind of have to see it just as a picture, like still. So that's
Yeah.
really cool. Okay,
Yeah.
bump back up a notch. Um, my absolute favorite of the entire night was definitely Rose between the commercial and the
Yeah.
outfit.
I
Um,
loved Rose too. I think I liked Simone's commercial better.
mhm,
I liked Rose's runway better though.
yeah.
Um, and I
I
don't
mean,
know that everybody else thought that.
but it was so close even for me. Like I was like, Rose is 100, Simone is 98. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I can't
Right.
believe, whatever. Um, they were both so fucking good. They were both really good. And I mean, just Rose, like I think I we have a Facebook group that my friend started, and there's a live chat commentary, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, is anybody else turned on by Rose right now? Like it was just sexy looking, like, and it was so well done, and just like all the little shit coming out of her fingers, and the pieces coming out of the costume, and like the way that the her makeup fit with the costume just so perfectly, just
Yeah.
spot on.
Top notch. Congrats, Rose.
You have the approval of two fucking randoms on the internet.
um, who did we not discuss? What'd you think of Utica's commercial?
I didn't hate it. um it didn't make sense. I think she deserved to be in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
um it was funny as shit, like what Trixie said, like I don't understand what's going on, but I laughed my ass off.
Yes, I laughed my ass off too, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. She doesn't know how to harness her fucking weirdness into
Mm-hmm.
something um that can be expressed to other people so that
Right.
they understand and they come along and have fun with her fucking weirdness, and
Right.
it's a challenge to do that.
I'm
um
still kind of shook that she wasn't sent home after Snatch Game.
yeah, that was like one of the worst snatch games I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, it was horrendous. I
Yeah,
don't even
because
think she ever watched The Joy of Painting. I think she's just seen Bob Ross memes and thought, oh, Bob Ross will eat paint. No, he fucking
no,
doesn't. No.
she didn't get the voice right. She didn't get anything right about Bob Ross.
Mm-mm.
And even when she was spraying the green paint, I was like, just call it phthalo green. Just
Right. Right.
put literally anything to do with Bob Ross and to your Bob Ross performance, and it
Right.
would be not a
Right.
zero.
She didn't say white,
Yeah,
titanium white.
titanium white. And then the next episode, she starts doing this like whispery ASMR voice. And I was like, why didn't you do that voice for Bob Ross?
Right.
Get really close to the mic. Just do that shit.
Just do something like this. Got a happy little cloud. She didn't even say like happy little tree, happy little cloud.
She said something that
I
was
don't know.
like close,
It was
but
just terrible.
it was terrible. It was awful. I don't think that she really did that well on the lip sync this week either.
I didn't think so either. I
I
really
think
thought Tina should have won.
Tina should have won if you're going by the lip sync, but I'm really convinced at this point that they do not go by the lip syncs. They just go by whatever the fuck Rue wants to do.
Right.
It's her show, not ours.
Yeah. Um and I do feel like we've probably seen as much as we will see out of Tina at this point.
Yes.
Tina is a good drag queen. She's a successful drag queen. She's a great performer. She is not drag race champion,
Right. Yeah, I
you
agree
know.
with that. I agree.
And that's understandable, and that's not, you know, not
Yeah.
not everybody's cut out for it. I would still go to a Tina Burner show and have an amazing time, I'm sure.
Mhm.
You
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah, I've noticed this was something I was saying with Drag Race UK. I feel like some of the queens who are very well established in doing their own shows, like their own, they already are really famous, have their own gimmicks, whatever, and do a great live show, don't do as well on Drag Race because they're not like they're just doing their own thing. And
Right.
that's fine. That's I'm glad that they're sticking to what they're good at. Um and I feel like Tina Burner falls into that category. Like she's been doing it for a while. Like she knows what she's doing, she knows what she's good at, and she's doing that. But on Drag Race, they want variation and they want different things, and um like where Gottmik is doing weird shit and Simone is fucking killing every challenge. Like she's figured out how to win Drag Race. Like I I
Yeah.
would bet money that Simone is gonna win. Like
Hmm.
she's
Yeah, I don't see how she can't at this point. But at the
right.
same time, last season I didn't see how Gigi Good couldn't win.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know. It's interesting.
shooketh.
At this point, okay, who would you have put into the bottom this episode?
Utica and Candy.
See, I would have said got Mick and Candy.
Utica's runway was good, but I think her commercial was just kind of
Hmm.
trash, and she's been kind of hanging on and not getting her point across as well as she should in a lot
Hmm.
of things. And I think that it's she needs to go home and go cook some more. you know, go
I
back
mean,
on the
well,
back
and I
burner.
agree. Like, I mean, I agree. I don't think I like when Utica was in the bottom. I was like, all right, it's her time. But I
Yeah.
didn't think she was the worst this week.
No.
But I thought she was the worst a few weeks in a row. Last week, I loved what her and Simone did together. So last week, I
Mhm.
didn't think she needed to go home. But prior to that, there were a few weeks in a row where I was like, I think Utica is done.
Yeah. It's
Um,
just been a struggle for her, it seems
yeah,
like.
yeah,
And I think I really like her. Like I've liked her since the
yeah.
beginning. She
Me
gives me
too.
like a Carol Burnett vibe.
Hmm.
Um I really enjoy whenever she's on screen, even if I don't understand what the fuck she's doing. It's a lot of fun. So,
Except when she did Bob Ross.
except when she did Bob Ross, yes.
Um, so I hated Got Mixed commercial. Thought it was terrible. She had no idea what she was doing.
Mhm.
Carson and Ross were asking her what she was doing, if she knew what she was doing, and she was like, "No, but yeah, you
I
know."
think it's also a
Um,
thing where she's not getting across like what's in her head,
yeah,
and she doesn't have it fully formed
right,
as, you know, here's what I'm going for.
right. But that was the problem,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I totally
And
agree.
they said, "Okay, so the point is that it you drink this and then it makes you sexy," and she's like, "Yes, but not really."
I strangely
Which I
I
get what she
understood.
I
Yeah.
get what she meant, but there was no way to get that across in the commercial,
I
you
there
know? And they
she
told her
could
that.
have.
They said, like, it's really hard to portray irony in these little clips, and you
Right.
didn't get there. Like, we all now know what you were going for, but you didn't really hit it. And although I liked her runway, I definitely thought she had the weakest commercial, even weaker than Candy's. Um, because Candy's
I could
just
see that.
Candy's I didn't like at all. Like I didn't know what she was going for. I thought I mean her in general, she's funny, but the judges just love her and they just eat it up.
Yeah.
And it felt like I know a lot of us have said it at this point where the judges looking at a different commercial
Yeah.
than we were
Yeah.
because it wasn't there. And her runway, what was that runway?
So, how do you think Gottmik could have improved her commercial? Just starting over?
Yeah,
Because I was
yeah,
just thinking, like,
she. I don't know.
what if she said like what if the pit crew was there and like kind of watching her and like kind of reacting the same way, like,
So, like, when
but
she was pouring the bottle of water on herself, being like, "Oh, oh, so sexy, gorge," and the pit crew was still going like,
yeah, but now she's like, but now I feel sexy, like
"Maybe."
kind of like. pointing it
And
out that
she
like
did do
she's trash both times, but now she
she
feels
feels. Yes,
sexy.
I like that idea. And she needed a different name.
Yes. Oh yeah, like she
She
didn't need
needed
to
a
have it
different
like
name. Yeah, that brand was terrible. And I don't think that that's her brand. I don't know how, like Rosé did the whole perfectionist twist,
mm-hmm.
which I enjoyed. Um but you know, Utica just did a freaking weirdo
Yeah, that is her brand.
thing, you know. Um and Simone had kind of like this funny ironic ghetto sweet tooth thing,
Yeah.
which is good for her brand. Um but Gottmik, I don't think of Gottmik as being like goofy and an embarrassment and not
Right.
sexy, you
Well,
know?
there was a disconnect between what she said she was trying to go for at the beginning, where she said like, "I just want to come out and what was it? Just be silly and not give a fuck or whatever, something like that." And then when she actually did the commercial, I was like,
What
that's not
that
what you're
is.
doing.
Right.
Like like maybe she comes out like, okay, here's the thing. She could have come out like as an awkward nerd or something like that and doesn't fit in and like all the pit crew are standing around talking and like kind of looking at her like, "Oh, who's this fucking nerd?" And then she drinks the juice and all of a sudden she's, you know, "Oh,
Just
now I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me." And she's like the life of the party and doing all this stuff.
yeah. Yeah, that would have
Oh.
worked much better for her. Yeah.
Mm.
Um so I was surprised now, given though that's who I thought should have been in the bottom, but given the judges' critiques, I thought it was going to be Mick and Olivia.
Mm. I
I
could
was
see that.
very surprised that Olivia was not in the bottom.
See, they fucking love her too. And I think they just couldn't bring themselves to put her up for elimination.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I definitely think that there seems to be a bias towards just charisma. It's not even necessarily about winning the challenges anymore. It's like, who do you think is going to kill it on the in the long term? Like once
Mhm.
we make you the queen of drag for the country, what is your show going to be like? What is your like your live show, your web stream show, whatever? How are like what are you going to do after? I feel like there's a little bit of a bias towards that now too.
But they can all do that without having won, you know.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
when
for sure.
Trixie didn't win her season, she did that
Well,
without winning All
that's the
Stars.
thing,
And
and
I
that's why
think
I think
Trixie would still be just as successful if she hadn't won All Stars.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying is I think that Drag Race is trying to pick the people that are going to do well rather than kick Trixie off in episode 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like let's give her another chance and see what she can do so that she can win and be under our umbrella
Right.
rather than do
Her
your
own
own
thing.
thing and be
Right.
successful.
I wonder what their deal is though. There's got to be some kind of a retainer that they have them under. Like if you go on American Idol and you make it into like the top whatever it is where you start singing on TV and getting America to vote for you, not just the judges. I want to say there's like it's between 3 and 5 years where anything that you do that you're under their management.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that Drag Race has something like that going on.
They probably have a deal with they probably make deals with people after the fact because I can't imagine that like literally everybody who's on every season has a like a non-compete type of a deal or like, oh, you're on tour with us, you know.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that like, you know, Tempest du Jour got a show after the season. Like maybe they get like first pick or something like that. Like, oh, do you want me to do a show? Now we're good. Okay, go on and do your own thing. You
Mhm.
know, I don't know showbiz. I don't know what type of contracts they would have for the options or whatever. So I have
Yeah.
nothing. We're just a couple of fucking randoms.
But we would love the answer to that if anybody has
Yes.
watched this whole thing and, like Trixie, tell us the answer to that.
I'm sure Trixie Mattel's gonna watch our video.
Oh, Trixie's going to watch this video and love it.
Call us, Trixie. I'll be here in my sweatpants waiting for
Seven
your
five
call.
seven 541 CUNT.
Yes.
Call
Yes.
us. Tell us.
Speaking of which, I think we should wrap this up and get on our regular show because we've been doing this for like as long as our actual show now.
Yeah, nobody's gonna watch this.
That's
Really,
fine.
these two weird white ladies talking about Drag Race.
You know what? We got it off our chests.
Two
So
slobby white women with saggy titties and no bras. Put this at the beginning. At least it's interesting.
all right. Thanks for watching or
Wait,
not.
real
I
quick,
don't know.
who's your top four?
Top 4 like of the entire show or shit.
Top four for this season. Who do you think's gonna be in the top four?
Rose, Simone for sure. Olivia and oh god, who else is left?
Candy and Utica. Oh, and Mick.
Mick. Mick, Rose, Simone. Shit. Who'd I also Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah.
That's mine too.
Oh, there we go. Easy. All
But
right.
I bet that Candy's gonna be in there.
I have
Probably
that
over
feeling.
Olivia.
Mm, I
I'm
don't
just
know.
going by how the judges act.
I know. I know.
I'm just
I
going by
can't
how
talk about
I'm
this
saying
anymore. I'm getting upset.
for me, I agree with you. But the way that they eat up everything she does, I feel like
I agree. Unfortunately. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, or not, whatever. Check out our podcast, mouthybroadcast.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can call us at 757541CUNT. See you next Tuesday.
bye.
I like how I just rolled right into our regular outro.
Can I go pee real quick?
Of course.
All right, I'll be right back.